What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to another video. Chef Michelle's Life Plus 8, and in today's video I'm going to be preparing a delicious hearty breakfast for the kiddos. And so while I'm preparing this breakfast, guys, I'm going to just be chit-chatting with you guys about a particular hot topic that's been going around on YouTube. For sure it's been coming through my feed. I don't know if it's been coming through you guys' basically feed. Talking about how people are losing their jobs out here, how people are being laid off. Teachers are being laid off, workers, VA workers. It's actually really, really sad. And I watch a lot of these videos and, it just makes me, like, my heart go out to these people. I've seen videos of individuals videotaping themselves getting the bad news from their manager, basically getting the news that they're going to be laid off. And it's just unbelievable. Part of me is like, is this stuff made up? Like, is this really serious? Are they really laying off government workers, VA workers by the thousands? Is this really true? If it's happened to anybody out there, y'all leave in the comments below. Like, I don't know if it's a real thing, but if it is, it's actually pretty sad. And it just makes you, want to pray harder. Like, if you guys are praying, situations like this just make you want to pray even harder. But me, I can't understand it. Like, why are they doing this? But a lot of people say that they're laying people off because of AI. AI is taking over and they no longer need, like, humans to do certain type of work. I've heard so many different stories, but again, if it's true, it's actually sad because people, they have mortgages, they have car payments, they have a whole family to take care of, and some people, they may not have kids, but they have themselves. Like, it's the same whether you have kids or whether you don't have kids. You have to survive out here. I'm even hearing stories of people living out of their cars, people living in storage units, all type of stuff. Now, the whole storage unit thing, I'll be honest, like, I don't know how that's possible, because with a storage unit, for sure the staff, like, they check and things like that. I don't know how a person could get away with that. But anyway, guys, like, it's actually pretty sad, and I don't know how people are making it. Now, I haven't really heard of these things happening here in Canada. I mostly have heard about it happening in the US. And, like, if it's true, I pray that it doesn't come this way to Canada. But a lot of times I find that when something happens in the US, it tends to happen in Canada as well. It's like Canada follows what happens, Canada follows. But due to the changes, especially with, like, what happened with Trump, like how Trump put the tariffs on Canada, I think, has smartened up and they're trying to become more independent with a lot of things. So this time around, they may not follow. I don't know. We just got a new prime minister here in Canada, and hopefully this new prime minister is going to change a lot of things for the Canadians. But yeah, we'll see. Regardless, going back to the topic of people losing their jobs and things like that, like I say, leave in the comments below, guys, if you've experienced losing your job, because as I say, I want to see if it's actually true. Now, the biggest reason why I'm so curious to know if this is true or not, guys, is because if you guys truly follow my page, you guys may know that I don't work. I'm on assistance, and yet, being on assistance, you do have to job search. And this particular year, 2025, is my year to job search. And the reason why this is my year to job search is because now all of my kids are in school. My daughter, she's 4 years old, and she started kindergarten. Now, she was at home with me last year. I don't know how it works in the States, but if your kids are not school age, they don't really push it on you to go to work, because they know that it's hard, daycare and things like that. So, like I say, I don't know how it works in the States, but here in Canada, that's how it works. But the fact that my daughter is now in school, I'm job searching. Now, they do give you the option to job search or to go to school. To be honest, I would prefer to go to school over having a job, because I just feel like I could go back to school. I could go back to school for something I really love to do and, go from there. But it's kind of scary because, as I said, people are losing their jobs. And I'm also hearing that people who are going to school, it's not worth it once they graduate. Like, people are going to school, they're getting degrees, and yet they can't find employment after they're done with their schooling. So this is like the main reason why I wanted to talk about this, is because why, like I say, yes, I'm unemployed right now, but it doesn't make sense to me to go out and get a job if I'm still going to struggle. Working a 9 to 5, not getting paid enough money, and still struggle. Now, I've mentioned this before in one of my videos. I explained to people that I feel like, if I go out there and find a job, a 9 to 5, and I still struggle, to me, it's just not going to make sense. And people are like, well, it's not about that. It's about you putting forth effort and just getting out there working. And again, it just doesn't make sense to me, because I realize that people just want to know that you're trying to do something. But at this point in life, it's not about proving that, oh, if I get out there and I job search, or if I get out there and work a part-time job just to prove something to society. No, it's not about that. I'm not going to do that, because at the end of the day, I'm still going to struggle. If I go out there and get a 9 to 5 job and I'm not making enough money to feed my kids, to feed myself, what's the point? So people are like, oh, so you would just rather stay on assistance? That's just like being a bomb. You know what? At the end of the day, 2025, y'all can say what y'all want to say about me. Now, I'm going to go out there and, I'm going to put forth effort where God leads me. Whether that's a job, or whether that's going back to school, I don't know. But it doesn't make sense to me, because, again, you can't even find jobs. And going to school, it's difficult. It's like, it just don't make sense to me, guys. That's why I'm like, yo, leave in the comments below what y'all think about this. Is there anyone in school? Has anybody gone back to school? Is anybody out there in my situation where you're on assistance and you're job searching, or you're going back to school? Leave in the comments below and let me know. I know I may get a lot of negative comments. I know I may get the same old comments. Oh, you just don't want to work and you want to live off assistance. And it's not even about that. And I'm not even going to explain myself to people, because it's truly not about me wanting to live off assistance. It's just about what's going to make sense to me. And that's what, I try to explain to people. Is it going to make sense? And I'm going to be honest with you. If I go out there and find a job and I'm still struggling, it's going to be a dumb move. It's going to be a very dumb move. And again, it's not about me going out there getting a job just to say I have a job, just to say I'm not sitting at home and I have a job. No, it's not about that. It has to make sense, and like I say, going to school, you really got to make sure what you want to do. You really got, when it comes to school, you got to make sure that what you're going to school for, you have to make sure that there's actually jobs in the field that you went to school for. That's a major thing, because like I say, I've heard from a lot of people here on YouTube that when they go to school, when they go to university, when they get these degrees, there's no jobs out there. And, they're just telling people to go to school. And these people are graduating and they're left with, just finding another regular 9 to 5. The whole point of going to university and getting your degree is to get away from the minimum wage. But, me personally, I just think it's all a setup. I think it's all a setup. I think it's a planned thing. I don't care what nobody say. I'm not trying to say that I believe in this whole conspiracy thing, but some things, are just made up. Some things are just made up to where, they just want people to struggle. But at the end of the day, after watching all these videos, like I say, it's saddened my heart. Like is very sad to hear all these different stories. This is the reason why I stay prayed up regardless. I stay prayed up because I'm a true believer that at the end of the day, God's gonna take care of me and my family, regardless of what happens in this world, whether I have a job or not. He's going to supply all my needs for me and my children. And I pray the same thing for you and your family out there, that God supply all your needs no matter what happens. If you guys are going through a situation where you have lost your job, I pray that the Lord takes care of you and he figure out a way to get you through this situation, because it's not easy for anybody. It's not easy for no one, and people don't get that. A lot of people always say to me, well, you're on assistance, you're getting money. You know what? This is fixed income. That's what I call it. It's a fixed income. I get the money from the government every single month, and I have to budget just like if I had a job. I have to budget. I can't go out and splurge and, spend money on, just stuff that I shouldn't be spending money on. I take this money and I do what I'm supposed to do for me and my family. Food, clothing, things like that. We hardly ever go anywhere. We never go nowhere. I'm just going to tell you, we never go anywhere, guys. And I'm not laughing, but it's actually sad because March break passed, guys, and I didn't take my kids anywhere, and I felt so bad. And that's it. It just proves, like, whether you're on assistance or not, we all are going through the same thing. No one should judge. We should just be praying for each other. Anyway, guys, let me know what y'all think. Bye, guys.